So Patrick, do we describe this for everybody, Rob?
What?
You describe it. You describe it.
What?
I do enough talking.
Whatever. What?
I think any car's dead in iRacing. I think it's gone.
Oh, it's definitely. I agree. It's not going to survive much, but I still think we'll find opportunities to race it, just not as fruitful as before. Some of your, like, some of them just want to like make. What's the thing? Like that guy wanted to make like dolls out of Tyler's hair, but then there's just other guys who are just like.
He did.
He did. He would say weird things to Tyler, man. Like he was a strange guy. And then like other guys would just show up and he's like, "Oh, we never met you? Sure, come race this 24 with us." And then just jump in the car and wreck us out in a lap and be like, "Okay, never see you again."
Yeah, that
like,
was
okay. Well, better luck next year, I guess.
That was the guy from.
Well, welcome. We're live. It's Sunday evening. It can only mean one thing. It's time for XSLR. I'm Tim Cox. Coming with you every step of the way. Guiding you through this memorable moment. It's round 2 of season 6. 6 seasons we've been going with this. Can you believe it? We've got a decent grid. It's Father's Day. Both UK and the US. Many happy returns to all the fathers out there. And to only 1 week ago, we took on the Oval at Indy. And, well, it definitely threw about some interesting results, shall we say, to say the least. Would that be any different? Well, we are not far away from finding out. Practice just ongoing right now. Let's take a look at some of our drivers into. It's the dive bomber himself, Justin Barrera. Good evening to you, sir. What's he going to achieve? Oh, it looks like we're stuck in replay mode. That's always handy, isn't it? Just to make life a bit interesting. And also, we will not be bringing qualifying, despite us being in the session, because guess what, idiots? Idiot decided in his infinite wisdom to join us driver.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
are you still gonna? Is it still gonna work?
Oh, he's in on the broadcast as well. Well, qualifying. Just won't see any of it. It'd just be a magical spectacle of something that just might happen. You know, there's stuff going on. You know, but you just have to guess. But no, we'll have ways around it. Don't you panic, because you get 10 minutes uninterrupted goodness from myself. Or maybe that voice of just interrupting casually on the broadcast might even join in along the way. That's Adam Thompson, our series organizer and owner.
I did not realize that you were broadcasting right now, so I'm sorry, guys. I will go ahead and leave.
There you go. Professional as ever. Oh dear, you get the feeling it's just going to be one of those evenings from the Brickyard. Seems to be some replay mode itself. There's a little sort of out of that. But yeah, while we're talking, who's going to come out on top? Well, Justin Barrera has been on top in practice. I can tell you that much for free. His best is 4/10 quicker than this guy. Mr. Robert Schrenkel, everybody, with the wrong stuff. He's a bit of a wrong one, really, isn't he? Across his farm roads. Dangerous. We're proud sponsors here of Slow Motion Broadcasting. Interested to see how he gets on tonight, along with, well, there's many a driver in here who's could be interesting. Now, I can tell you, for instance, Jimmy Howard, he's got out, he's given it 1 lap, and he's just like, do you know what, that is enough for me in practice, that's all I need. I've deleted because of track excursions, but that's another point. Same was going for this guy, Joe GPR, just banging it. This, you know, just casually rocks up. This Floridian makes out, yeah, I'm no good. I'm just bang average me. I'm just little old me plodding along. Then all of a sudden he'll smash something out of nowhere. Be careful. He's the sleeping assassin. Is our Joe Di Piero. Watch out for him. I'm known to keep an eye out for. What's this guy here? Chicken biscuit. What are you Americans like? Deary me. Dear me, I've got to say, I've visited in 2019 your fair land of America. It's New York, to be precise. Tried biscuits for the first time. And while I'm proud to say it's one tradition and one love that you lot can definitely keep for certain. Chicken and waffles. Chicken fried steak. It's all about the chicken. Well, we're not far away from practice coming to an end. Let's see what we can do. Whether is this going to come out of gameplay mode? No, it's not. That's going to be nice and handy for us. Let's just pop to a quick... Get rid of that. There we go. Jobs are good un. Jobs are good un. There we go. So... who's going to take top? That is the question. Who is going to take it in qualifying? It's going to be Barrera. Will it be Shankler? Maybe Thompson, our winner from last time out. Oh, of course, ran very well until he got a speeding penalty and then decided to use that fabled tactic of hitting Alt F4. Didn't really work out too well for him. If he hadn't have done, he would have stood a strong chance. Been on the podium here today. Now, energy drinks aplenty here on this fair Sunday evening. Just got 1 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. Now, this was going kind of funny at the race. I mean, I'll tell you what, it was just all topsy-turvy. Well, out of the race, looked down and out. Picks himself up after writing his car off. Ends up finishing on the podium, does our Jake Ham. Well, just goes to show we should just keep going until the very end, doesn't it? Random thanks to our good friends at SDK Gaming there. Now we get the funness of qualifying, which nobody can see. Now that's due to myself joining as a driver. Very, very handy. However, through the magic of television, we're going to see if we can try and tap in and just experience here some of the out-and-out goodness of what is exactly happening. So, first off, I think we should take a little bit of a lap on board here in Indianapolis on the road circuit, no less. Now, bit of a tricky circuit, not one that tends to be visited too much. Certainly within the sim racing scene. Some may argue good reasons, some may argue not. For myself, I miss it when we had that double banked oval. Of course, brings back those days, memories of old in F1. However, now with that beastly extra chicane, a little bit treacherous. However, it does provide extra overtaking opportunities. But then you had the extra slipstream opportunities coming down the front straight. Of course, you come round, effectively turn 2 and then turn 1. So you're going some may argue the correct way because you're turning right, but that's for them. Other people, but whereas turning left around the oval, you're coming the opposite way round. So from 2 to 1, across the start-finish line, and then just turning off before you get to turn 3. Is that a good thing? Should have they built it the other way around? Now that's a very fair point. Should they have done? Because I can't think of a circuit that's gone, do you know what, I'm going to build a oval going anti-clockwise, but just for fun, for shits and giggles. Shiitake mushrooms and giggles. That's, of course, famously known shiitake for being shortened to shits. Definitely. Honestly, that's true. It wasn't a slip of the tongue. Definitely not from myself. Is that I don't know any circuit like that that's gone, do you know what? Let's just make the road course go in the opposite direction. Clearly, a bit of fun was to be had at the Brickyard when they came up with that little proposal. Now, when was it? I'm just trying to rack my memory. Yeah, was it 2008 when we lost the double banked final turns out on the oval? Miss those days. Miss those days, because I tell you what, it was just exciting. It was exhilarating, especially when F1 came to visit town. And we got some times in. Here we go. We've got some times in. Thompson going provisional pole there. What's he banged in? A cheeky 116.88, and that is full 4 tenths faster than Randall McGrew, no less. Jet Luther, he's going to sit in second right now. So third even, and he's a little bit off the pace. Oh, there's a newer name to the series, Simon Foweather. Welcome along, Simon. Good to have you on board indeed. He's going to take us onto the second row of the grid. Only times we've had come in so far. Now, I can't go back sessions, can I? Oh, God bless you, iRacing, and all that sails on you. But we'll find a way around this. Don't you worry, viewers. Don't you worry. Little old Tim, he's got you covered. He has got you covered. Don't you worry about that. We'll find a way around this. Let's just head to a quick little break. A lap on board. A little look round. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They can't see. Have you heard his voice earlier? Adam Thompson. Let's have a little ride on board with him. As we head hurtling across the line down towards turn 1, picking up that braking marker about the 300 just before there. Careful on those curves, just want to clip them, not too much. These cars are really sensitive, a little bit of the pitch, also that unstability. A lot of flat curves around here. If you hit one the harder and higher ones, it's going to really unsettle the car. Send your skyward, could end up with broken suspension. That's the last thing we need. We'll start to open up, try and really straight line those curves. We'll head down the back straight away. Really different to what it used to be, the entry onto here. Waiting. Pick out our braking marker just about here with the curves in, hard onto the brakes. Again, minding those big curves on the outside. Winding up, a little bit hesitant on the throttle there. Uncertainty in the car underneath him from right now from Thompson, and then really messes that one up, taking some lot of curve out and a bit more there. Now, of course, you head out onto the oval. We don't now, you just maybe dip a few wheels onto it, back onto the brakes, hooking it up. Yeah, a bit of a lock up there, uncertainty, see the car screwing. Straining for grip, going for the late apex. Wind it up again. Out onto the front straightaway. That is one lap here on Indianapolis Motor Speedway in an LP2. Over and done with in a flash. Indeed. But to bring you up to speed, what's happening in good old qualifying. Is this going to switch over? No, it's not. You're going to stick, aren't you? You are. Oh, it's one of those evenings. We love it. Also, I was realising earlier a little bit while I was jesting away while I had you on thingy jobby, that's, of course, you would not have heard me when you had it on the back screen. Good fun. Oh, it's just one of those evenings. Now, why is his name coming up? Oh, Barrera, he's gone top anyway. That's all you need to know. He wasn't qualifying. Thompson onto the front row with him. 1:16.58 from Barrera. Not a bad lap indeed for him. Not a bad lap. Will he be able to hold on to pole? Because that is his one only lap so far, I believe. Mind you, some people, that's all they need. They just need one lap is all it takes. Sounds like a song, that. Sounds like a song indeed. And McGrew, second row of the grid with Schrenkler, Luther and Fairweather. They're going to make up the third row. Jake Ham on the fourth. Howard, DiPiero, and some British idiot who's joined as a driver. He are officially Not saying times. Now, what can we tell you about this great, great circuit? Of course, formed all the way back in 1909. The Ava, certainly, it had no changes, realistically. A little bit of a change in the pit lane in 1992. Now, that's an incredibly long span of time. I can't think of a circuit that's gone basically unchanged over that length of period. Even in 1999, we had the extension of the pit lane. Of course, pit exit used to come out just before the entry into turn 1. And then pretty much about a third of the way down the front straightaway is when you enter the pit lane. Of course, modern safety standards, etc. But then you had to, they extended it and such like, make things a bit more safer. All good for safety. Of course, 2000, the road course comes along, bringing along the likes of Formula 1 to this great circuit. And then, chicane gets added. Largely for motorcycles, though, to start with. However, in 2014, that's when it became part of the true road circuit, where they did away with that double-banked turn 2 and 1 complex of the oval. Now, it largely came about, of course, due to the whole issue with Formula 1, with the Michelin tyres unable to be stable, of course, across the ovals with a high speed through that banked section. So much so they didn't take part in the race. It was only the Bridgestone runners, of which there were only 6 cars, 3 teams. Jordan, Minardi and Ferrari. Well, of course, Ferrari, they picked up a 1-2. It was all about that battle for third. It was a little bit of a down squid, if I'm honest. But it was entertaining, to say the least. You've got to be there. You had to be there and watch it. As pointless as it may have seemed, just to say that you were there. Like many life's great moments. Jake Cam. Not bad. Not bad indeed, my friend. Good to see you in the chat. Entertain yourself with, well, what's left of 25 seconds of my musings and rambles. Now, famously, Speedway promotes that within its perimeter, you could fit the Lawn Tennis Club at Wimbledon, Rome's Coliseum, Kentucky's Derby Course, the Yankee Stadium, the Rose Bowl, and the entire Vatican City, and still have room to spare. That is how big this place is. It's frightening, isn't it? Just the size, the scale of the place. Permanent seating for, you can see SDK Gaming there. It's permanent seating for an estimated just over $250,000. Of course, with this infield, that raises it up to 400,000. Scary stuff. Not even some countries have 400,000 people living there. Anyway, taking to the grid are our drivers, and of course, rolling start as ever. Yeah, the Brickyard. It's American way, isn't it? Some may agree with it, some might. Also, to be fair, with endurance racing largely as well. Look at those 2 scumbags at the bottom there, Cox and Howard. Oh dear. Never mind. Just waiting for a gridding procedure to finish off. So unfortunately, you've got to hang around for another minute and 5 seconds, and then we'll be off and away here. And great to have you, so many of you, listening in to my drivel, my nonsensical drivel, and trying to bring entertainment to these fair shores. It's a tough old gig. It's a tough old life, but somebody has to do it. Going to see some great racing ahead of us. That is for sure. No question or answer on that one. There's going to be some epic battling. Seen it already so many times in this league. Small grids does not mean bad racing. Now, how are we going to plan to do that one? We'll worry about that, mate. Let's take a little look through our grid, shall we? And there they are. All you need. Justin Barrera starts on pole with Adam Thompson joining him on the front row. Row 2 sees Randall McGrew and Robert Schenkler line up alongside one another. Jake Luther, his Simon Foweather for company on row 3. Jake Ham and Jerry DiPiero make up row 4. Without I can tell you, British Idiot will not be joining you, but the American Idiot will be. Jimmy Howard starts dead last. The only way's up for Howard. He can only improve from here. Or will he be very Spursy? No, I don't mean San Antonio Spurs by that. I mean the Tottenham Hotspurs Oh, I said it so American then. Damn you, Timothy. Damn you. Anyway, Tottenham Hotspur, the only team that managed to finish third in what essentially was a 2-horse race. You heard that right. Third in a 2-horse race. Only Spurs could do such a thing. Anyhow, just heading off behind the Porsche 911 safety car. Getting proceedings underway here from the Brickyard. Who's going to take this one? It's tough to call, really, isn't it? It is tough to call who will get it. Because those were some tight times there. Let's just refresh our memory, because we've got plenty of time to do behind the safety car here. Exactly how it happened now. So second separating our top 5, and to be fair, Fayweather was not far behind them at all. So it's top 6. Going to be interesting. Ham, well, all he needs to do is just stay alive. And he'll be able to shout. He did it last time out. That's don't know about that one. Not on about Adam Thompson's face either. Just going round the back of the circuit now. Yeah, I witnessed. I tell you what, a car absolutely launched themselves in the Porsche Cup Series I was covering. It's Porsche Cup. No, it was GT3. Apologies, viewers. Apologies. GT3 that I was covering. So it was about expanded across last year and into this year, but I think the race in Indianapolis was into last year, back in the last year. The car launched it across the curves, went skywards. Completely wrote the Porsche 911 GT3 off. So going to be the same today. We're going to go all the way to the finish with a scintillating racing. Should we hope for the latter? I think we could be in for it. It's just coming into the final chicane now. Barrera will be controlling the pace. Oh, just lurking in the background. Those dodgy people in a dodgy nightclub. Said. It's coming out onto the front straight away as let's get ready to go racing from the Brickyard. Round 2 of Season 6 of XSLR as we are green and we are racing down to turn 1. Who's going to take the whole shot? Who's going to take it? The lead and responsibility of this race. Well, Barrera came across the front. McGrew sent in with a dive bomb that Justin Barrera would have been proud of, and then completely locks off Barrera. Thompson sneaks through around the outside of McGrew and resumes the lead and already opens himself up a second lead, with the field now left just scrobbling over the remaining places. Everyone else remaining as they were at the start. Head down the back straight away for the first time this evening. Lufa in the middle of this group. Bit of a check up there in the background. Fayweather nearly into the back of Lufa, who he had Ham into the back of Fayweather. Not what they would have hoped for. Any damage in this early stage of the race cost 38 laps of race distance here today. Just going to take it. Already those top 2 of Thompson and Barrera starting to open up that gap. We've got what, good second in the bag over McGrew. Well down on the order, however. Let's just keep the car in there. That's all you need to do is sometimes just stay alive. Across the start finish line out onto lap 2 already. Still leading this little group right now. And as you see, ebbing and flowing forward, not getting the best of runs there off of turn 3 and 4. Turning himself a little bit. Of course, we see Alan P2. That's going to disappear from the World Endurance Championship. take part at Le Mans, there will be 15 cars, I believe. Was it 13? Either. 13 or 15 cars. Bit of a shame, but it's the great new demand for the hypercars. Already 15 cars taking part of the Jota Herta Porsche. And also more to come as well. Cadillac have already got a company that they've got their own customers. It's got the Stormforce there, something very different. Stormforce Gaming.co.uk. The latest in best PC builds if you're in the UK. Make sure you check them out. So Tim Cox from Apex Racing TV sent you. And Hypercar, it's going to drop down to Hypercar. It was GT3, the demise of GT, it is gone now. Cost Le Mans 24. Ben Keating, what a 70 he's been to sports cars. Took the victory for Corvette last week in France. Now it's already into the pits. He's checked out, he's had enough. By Jimmy Howard. Let's take a look about what's happening up the front. And to be fair, the field pretty much remaining as they are. We're back from Thompson. What's Pereira got with it? What did he find? He needs to find something, doesn't he? But you can see just where Thompson's got the drive off that corner. So really just eke out that gap. 7 tenths in fact, the group getting into the back of Pereira. Down from the helicopter. So, it's a bit more of a view in a sense, but things are panning out here in the brickyard. I'm sure there's a really bad plan there. Sure of it. Down from the blimp, loitering above. Gives this old, top-down micro machines on the Sega Mega Drive. Sure, half of you Americans would not have had that game. Absolutely epic. Old school game vibes. As they head out towards the back of the circuit through this tricky chicane. It's basically like a 90-degree corner. Really slow, a little bit clumsy. You see our top four really starting to close into one another now. Once again, Pereira has taken a big chunk of time this time around out of Thompson. To the ranks there. Just trying to hold off Thompson now, put the gap down to just a measly 3 tenths. Okay, sort his name out. Job's a good one. No dive bomb. Hopefully it's not going to be the place from the race. It may come to that if it comes to a bit of a scramble, and McGrew and Shankland are just dropping a little bit further back. It's fascinating when it's just ebbing and flowing back and forth between these drivers. Ooh, is that J-Cam getting a move done on Jerry Di Pereira? Oh, in fact, I think it's a very slowing Robert Shankler. In fact. Oh dear, Robbie, yes, what's happened there? Should we gamble on a replay? Interesting enough to not break on me, but going slowly. Oh no, and there's another incident, and that is for Foweather, who's off. He's around. So it's all happening here. Really struggling with some of these drivers at this stage of the race, just trying to put the pressure on the cars in front of them, and in doing so, just cooking it too hard, pushing it too hard, and falling off the track. And now Foweather under a lot of pressure from Di Pereira to head down towards turn 1. Ferro's going to cover DPR, just playing it a bit more gentle. Oh, there you go. There's another spinner, and that's Robert Schenkler, who's fallen from 4th all the way down to 8th. Let's gamble on the replay, people. See what happened. First off to Schenkler. Locked into braking. Yes, he did. Got twitchy. And around he went, touched the grass. Nearly a further collision there. Now let's check out Foweather, who then had his own incident, maybe in a little bit of sympathy. Rob Schenkler's maybe just, if I was sorry for him, I said to him, don't worry, I'll allow you to catch up. Watch this. Check this out for a bit of an incident. There we go. Ran in a bit deep and then, oh, same thing, catches the grass and round he goes, pointing in the wrong direction. Schenkler goes on to have his own incident, down into turn 1, well, onto the grass already, so not good omens whatsoever. Down from the XSLR chopper. Lost the brakes. Oh, and he locks them again, and around he goes. Cleanest of turns, and not a direct 180 or a 360. I'm going to give him 5.4 for that one, I think. Not angry. Just disappointed. It's going to stick, isn't it? It's going to stick. Going to a quick little break, and we'll just TV, head straight back into real time. Right, what's happening up the front? Wow, Barrera has dropped off behind Thompson. Oh, he hasn't caught up to him. 3 attempts. Apologies, we went a long way round. McGrew still maintaining the gap at around about 1.7 seconds to Barrera. It's the closest 5 down the track right now. Clattering across them there. And here we go, just sizing them up as Barrera. Needs to find something, needs to dig deep a little bit. We're right on board with Barrera. Just in front of us there. Pussycat out for everyone to see. See the differing lines right now. Thompson does not look comfortable being in front. I think Barrera knows it. See from the body languages of the cars that Thompson is not comfortable. Is this going to be the time for Barrera to sneak it up the inside? And I don't know if you heard it, definitely a big lift off down into turn 1. Barrera is saving fuel. Harassing Thompson while saving fuel. This is advantage, Barrera. No need to dive bomb. He's got this one in hand. And with McGrew not even catching them. If anything, that gap is putting the Grew into McGrew right now. Down to 2 seconds at lap 9, this 38 lap race. Okay, is this going to be the moment? Down into turn 1, are we going to fuel save again? Let's find out. lifting coast there from Barrera. Saying the fastest lap of the race so far. He's now catching up. He's got his act together. He's reduced that gap down to about 1.7 seconds. But here comes Barrera. You can see American Thompson. Is this the moment he realizes that Thompson is too slow for him? He moves up the inside into first place to take control of this race. A look at that. McGrew's closed that gap in the space of 1 lap and a half and 2 seconds down to a second. Thompson could well get golfed by McGrew. Rennie Barrera opening a 7/10 gap over Thompson. He's fed up of toying with him like his prey. He might be a little bit like that cat in this picture. Just plays around with a mouse that's just caught. See how those gaps come down now. 7 attempts, equally spaced are our top 3. Let's come down to the wire and fight for the podium. We'll take it. We'll take it. Will it be Barrera? Will it be Thompson? Will it be McGrew? Surely your money's got to be on Barrera. It's got to be. It looks so convincing out in front. And if he's lifting and coasting and fuel saving, then that's just going to carry him all the way to victory. Down from the back of the circuit here. See where everyone's really struggling. Thompson's struggling like mad now with those tyres. Not looking comfortable at all whatsoever. Let's check in some lap times that you can see right now. Just how McGrew has been catching Thompson consistently over the last 3 laps. About 9.5 seconds, a second on lap 10 nearest damn it. Just marginally by a couple of hundred, well, just over 100th. Last time around. Barrera has been getting away from him by the same sort of measure on the last 4 laps. Definitely a challenging stage of the race right now. All the drivers are going for it. Through towards the final chicane now. They build up and head out onto the oval. Coming just past the pit exit, what is normally on the oval. To the front straightaway, and you can see where Barrera is just so much more stronger through there compared to Thompson. Just not quite able to make an impact at this stage of the race. Just checking a little weather update. 20 degrees Celsius ambient temperature, 35 track. In the correct measurements for what does it imply? Enjoy. Classifiers freedom units. There we go. 68 Fahrenheit. Track ambient temperature, 95-degree track temperature. So not exactly cold, but definitely on the warmer side of warm. Maybe this one of the drivers just struggling for grip out there at this stage of the race right now. Hopefully explain enough. Dear, Robert Schrenkel has had another issue. Take out on track. So exactly how this pan out for Schrenkler, and it's down in Seymour. It's more the same again. It is. It is indeed. And then McGrew having his own separate incident a little bit further along. According to my software. See if we stay with him and see how this one pans out. Does he lose it in there? No, he doesn't. He's pushing incredibly hard, trying to catch on to the back of Thompson. So much so that he has lost. Oh, there you go. That's how it happened. It loses a place to Luther. Oh, it just caught onto the grass. So relive that moment once again. Down from the helicopter. Too much go on the inside, but gets away with it. Goes to flip the car in, and it says no. Loses the rear. Luther looked initially from that initial angle, he did well to avoid it, however. Just like the replay's not wanting to come out of replay. Back, surely. Now that puts the McGrew down to 4th place. Thompson got to feel a little bit more comfortable about that one this stage. Still 1.2 seconds behind our race leader as Foweather has just got past Jake Ham, who's just come off the track, and there's a result of his incident. What happened to Ham? It's the same part of the circuit. Oh, just loses the rear, trying to get the power down. Didn't work out for him. Ham losing a place to Foweather, going past there. Now, this is guys to ride on board with. Let's see if we can take a little look. So catches in, and Ham can do nothing about it whatsoever. Down into turn 1 as who is that into the pits? Is Howard still in there? And oh, I tell you what, it was not a close affair, not a comfortable experience for those two. Running through turn 1. So folks, this topsy-turvy race was the top 3 battling away, being close, but I'll scratch that. It's now all about the Ham-Shankler dynamic. Another driver seems to be struggling at this stage of the race here. Moving away from Ham. I feel like we should turn this into a podcast. Just random Sunday night musings with Tim Cox, your favourite Brit commentator. Of course, after if you're from the sports car viewership, John Heinhow. Haven, another great British commentator when it comes to sports cars. You guys don't really get so much of him. Peter Mackay, who I've not had the chance to actually work with, does a lot within sim racing. There's also John as well, a few ventures. There's John known for John Heinhow, Geordie, the man from Newcastle. That's what they call people from Newcastle, Geordies. Kind of educational podcast almost this, about sports cars and Britain. I can tell you that he loves a Kawasaki. By the way, they're from the north, Newcastle upon Tyne, famed for... What's Newcastle famed for? The Angel of the North. Great big statue just off the A1. One of the northernmost cities within England. Lovely place, lovely people, great night out there as well. Cannot reinforce that enough. We'll have a whale of a time. That's really a touristy destination. So awkward to get to, even for us Brits. I'm based in the centre of the country, and even to myself, it's a good old drive up there. It's taken about a good 4 or 5 hours to get up to Newcastle. It's cold, it's bitter, but hey, they know how to party and have fun, largely because there's nothing else to do up there. Who could blame them? Go out in absolute style. We're on lap 18. Lap 18. One more lap to go and we're halfway. Come on, guys, we can do this together. We can do it together. Come on. Oh, that's Thompson can't do it, can he? Look, and that mistake's just cost him a big hope of time. 3.2 seconds now. The gap between himself and Pereira. Luther catching as well. That's little by little. As the sun goes. Bit by bit. So yes, you may know John Hancock, was the man from Newcastle. From Radio Le Mans, covers a lot of the IMSA WebTex. Oh no, something's happened to our good friend. It's worth gambling on the replay, Jake Howard, and that's going to be turn 1, and I bet he's going to lose the rear. Maybe a look up at the braking. Gave Robert Schenkler spin a 5.4. What will Jake get? Well, from point of turn in, he's nearly got that 180. I'm going to give that a 6.9. A little bit messy, less some skid marks. Nobody likes it when you leave skid marks, do you, viewers? Never a good luck. Now, well, hey, I'm not losing any places, however. Schenkler getting away from the gap now, about 4 seconds. So we'll be largely saying goodbye to these cars. Of course, still will appear within Asian Le Mans Series, European Le Mans Series, in real world, and of course, IMSA is a bit of a weird one where they interchange their cars that are available for each round. Due to the track, of course, want to get a line on. That's just GT3s. GTDs, of course, they know as in IMSA because, of course, you know, got to call them something different between the two series. When there were GTs, there were GTs, there were GT Le Mans, which is a bit bizarre. You would have thought they would have GTEs and the European Le Mans series and well, the Jewish Championship would have called it GT Le Mans. But you know, that's up for a bit of debate there. It shows a bit of cohesion between the two series. And I'll tell you, it's great that they've come together, isn't it? You have the top specification, you know, category rules, DPI. Or GTP as they've now renamed it. Oh, hello, that's into the pits. Come our top, 2 of our top 3. Thompson is in allow, as well as there's Jake Luther, and that gap has closed up. Group carries on. Hammer time for him. They head down the pit lane. You see him right up in the distance there, making a long, long trip down. Oh, it feels like it takes forever, doesn't it, folks? A bit like this race. Thompson gingerly pulls in. See what his pull-out game's like. Will he pull out hard and fast, or will it be a bit more of a gentle affair? Up onto the jacks they go. Also, Fairweather's in as well. Schenkler hammers visited the pedal lane. So it's only Pereira. Where's DiPiero? He's still he's coming in as well. So it's only Pereira and Magru. Now, interestingly, how much further can Pereira go? Because let's not forget he was saving behind Thompson. Thompson out of his pit box. Short run to the pit exit though. That is one positive. So he lights it up. Luther out too. Run aboard with Jakey Luther. They're identical starts for these two. 6 seconds the gap ahead of us. That is our target. That is what we need to catch up by. We're making a pressure on Thompson as our lead 2 are in. There's Pereira. And there's Magru. What a long lap time. One long into pit lane transition this is. The car stationary for only about 24 seconds. However, that equates to about 1 minute 14. That's nearly a full lap around here. Oh, disaster. Pereira will come out into the lead here. So there it goes. Well, a statesman of this league. Jerry DiPiero. Jake Howard's got going as well. Fairweather, Schenkler. So has Pereira. Thompson ahead of McGrew, who's just heading out very slowly. Must have we never checked up what Thompson's pull-out game was like, whether he came out hard and fast or not. Yeah, looking at the gap, still maintaining 3.3 seconds and not wanting to cook those tyres after the dreadful time that he's had in this opening stage. A little bit surprised as well that these drivers struggling for the tyres, because you can double, you can triple stint these tyres. It's not especially hot track temperatures. It's definitely not looking after them. Of course, Indy, the road circuit here, a bit of a challenge because lots of fast sweeping corners. Yeah, corners where you have to really get the traction down out of. All or nothing corners around here, which really put the tyres to the test, and I think that's largely why they're struggling. And now down the front straightaway. Did anyone catch the Formula 1 earlier on? I didn't. Is it worth watching? Oh, I'm going to have to watch the highlights later on today. Qualifying, if you haven't seen it, fantastic, great fun. Bit of rain. We all love a bit of rain. Where will rain come to iRacing? Now that's the big question. Now, last time around, Adam Thompson, fastest lap of the race, 1:17.47. Only 100s faster than Justin Pereira, who held the previous lap record for this race, a 1:17.48, of course. 100 fast, slower. And also he can that time as well with this guy. Randy Randall McGrew. 777. Devil +1. Or maybe he just likes the number 7. It could be either or either. You never quite know, really, do you? You never quite know. We've had 22 viewers in today. Those of you that have 23, those of you who've popped along, welcome along. Drop us a little like. Just say so. Say hello in the chat. Great to have you on board. Let us know that you're listening. Where you're listening from as well. That's always good to know. If you're interested in joining this league, because you can do it in a few months. Okay, it's Father's Day. Going to be a little bit quiet. That's the world of sim racing is generally. There's McGrew, fastest lap of the race from him at 1:17.35. There, well, he's blitzed that one, hasn't he? Over a tenth faster than Thompson, who had the previous one. And Randall. Biggest position gainer is Jake Luther. He's up 2 so far. So Jake having a bit of a struggle now. He's come off the track. Come off the track again as the 85. Not part of the track where you want to be doing it. You want to be carrying lots of momentum, lots of speed through there. You can see the crowd go absolutely wild. Look at them. Moving so fast, they look completely and utterly still. Of course, when will rain come to iRacing now? I know. And this shows how many of you are listening. And if you are, I have insider information. I know people. It's handy having connections, isn't it? We've actually had a go on iRacing rain. Let me know in the chat if you're listening and you want to know more, because I can tell you if you... Oh no, Schenkler's had an issue somewhere. It's not going again. It's all gone wrong. For Robert Schenkler. Let's take a little look how it all unfolded, because we've got nothing else to look at. Oh, a bit of a strange one there. Just caught a bit of that, too much of that inside curbing. Dipped the wheel just over it. That just got the car to unsettle when he came back across it. Just lifted that inside right rear. Caused the unsettling and shifted all the weight to the left and was already loaded up. Then just caused that imbalance. Let's get some other wide pictures. And of course, Randy went from that. So this is your order. Barrera, he leads. That's what we're on to. Lap 25. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there bit by bit. He leads from Thompson. He's currently in second place. It's our man on 19. It's Jake Luther currently running out that podium. A little way back to Randall McGrew, who's just got past DiPiero, who's been lapped there. There's DiPiero down in 8th. Faux weather a bit further around. Incident earlier on really hurting him. Expected good things from my fellow Brett. Expected good things. Well, nobody has mentioned anything about Tim. Tell me more about rain. I'm going to tell you anyway because I need to kill some time off. I'm not going to lie. It's just how it works. I'm going for the full Ricky Gervais here. I don't care. I don't care. If you've watched this back, let me know. Clip this. Just fascinated to see if anyone actually watches it or not. Let's blow it up like a meme. So, oh, no. That's Schenkler, and that's him done. I think he's had enough. Yeah, that's an Alt F4. Laters, Robbie S. Back for dust. Another nice dust. And Robert Schenkler, he has been the dust. Oh, F4, he's had enough. This is what happens when you have a lot of energy drinks. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Anyway, let's talk iRacing rain. Scrap that. Now, it's nowhere near ready, folks. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Nowhere near ready. Looks promising, though. Able to play around with the water depth on the track and the ferociousness in which it was raining. It fills with potholes and such like. That, of course, they tested it to the absolute maximum, didn't they? Jacked everything up to max settings because you've got to, haven't you? You know, for the memes, you've got to do it. And it was a complete and utter nightmare. I won't lie to you. But if you've driven cars in other sims that do have rain and ability to do such a thing, then you will know yourself that yeah, it's not the easiest to say the least. Oh, DiPiero has unlapped himself because Schenkler was altered forward, and well, that's just doubly bad, isn't it, for Bob Schenkler? Because last week, disconnect, power outage in the area, and goodbye he went. It's a shame for him because he was actually having a decent race and he was on for a decent result. With the golf-inspired lyric, black helmet, Joe DiPiero marches forward up into 7th. He's now up 1 place from where he started. Congratulations, sir. He might be a lap down, but that's why you need to keep going. Oh, Jimmy Howard. Anyway, yeah, iRacing rain, nowhere near ready. Nowhere near ready. Now, sadly, we might not be able to get further updates on that one because it's also a driver that may appear in XSLR 1. Rensport, the possibility to iRacing. What's motorsport games going to do to it? We've seen with IndyCar, of course, we've got the new World Endurance Championship game coming along later this year. Now, that is an interesting one for me. I don't know about you guys and girls, because, you know, we get men and women watching this, you know, partners, wives, husbands, cheering on the drivers. Great to have you, for all of you that do watch along. Mrs. Ham, I know you're not really in here. I'm guessing not tonight. Giving RJ a night off, being Father's Day. And, just dipping and helping with the realtor business that they have. Good on them, owning their own business. Big commitment, big risk, but well worth taking if you can get it right. And They're absolutely smashing life right now. Fair play to them. So, that's what I was talking about. Yes, yeah, of course. Not sure how the new World Endurance Championship game is going to go down, because here is my fear. You already get a lot of that content on RF2. It's only really the hypercars that you can't. So what's the point of a PC? Because you want to drive, say, the Peugeot or Ferrari, basically anything doesn't appear. In our factory, which is only the fan wall, which in real life the fan wall not been the best of cars this season. No disrespect to them. So, but they, what, how many trucks are visiting 8 this season, the next season? Don't really see it being that popular. I'm not going to lie to you, on the PC console, now they have, you know, it is based on the R Factor 2 engine, so you know, it's got promise within it. It's a strong engine, you know, tyres far better than what they are in iRacing. Sorry, iRacing, I know we're running this race this evening on iRacing, but you know, it happens. They'll have their strengths and weaknesses. And that's right, we're Green Shakeson's our Jake Luther. That's closed up a little bit. In fact, he's catching it on a fair rate to knots. Last time around, 9/10 of a second. We'll keep a little eye on this one. This could be promising. What are we on? Lap 29 out of 38. So 9 laps to go. So 29 out of 38. So yeah, not sure how that was going to pan out. But look at ACC. That was said, it's only a GT3 game. What's the point in that? Well, set of course competition, and Kunos Game said, watch this. It's about baby time, of course. Part of a larger brand, they brought along the British GT, which is owned by ACO. Not the ACO, sorry, that's who owns Le Mans and the World Endurance Championship. Automobile Club West, of course, it's West. So, yes, you know, it's grown, and thanks to the great work the guys at Low Fuel Motorsport have done for ACC and then across into R Factor 2. Do you know what? Hats off to you guys. You absolutely smashed that one. You're across an iRacing type system, and it's really, really good. Yeah, that's helped to just reinvigorate these franchises, but I mean, obviously they've made alterations so you make it easy to use for consoles, you know, controllers. So, will it be popular? I think it could be popular maybe with consoles, but the PC, I just don't see it taking off. Likewise, it's going to be exactly the same with the British Touring Cars game. It's due out, well, that was due out last year. It was due at the end of this year. It's going to be next year, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. That's when it's coming to us. Now, that was largely because of issues they had. A lot of the software was written in Russia. Of course, our good friend Vladimir Putin decided it was a great idea to invade Ukraine, which is the rest of the world. I don't know why, they just didn't agree with it. Surprising, that one, isn't it? You invade a neighbouring country, and a lot of people don't agree with it. Yeah. So, you know, if I'm not here next week, the KGB have come and got me. Next week, by the way, we are live from Talladega, back in the ovals, of course, alternating between oval and road courses. It was in the oval last week, hence we're on the road course now. Of course, Talladega does not have a road course. And guess where we're off to? That says on the back of the postcard, please, folks. I'll review it via the answer very shortly. But yeah, of course, so they had issues trying to dig it out. Russia, they've had to rewrite part of the code to get money in there. Of course, Motorsport Games hemorrhaging cash. They've released a lot of the content, not all the content, onto R Factor. Is there any point on PC? I think, well, no. I think there'd be a 0 player base because all the tracks are on R Factor 2, all the cars are on R Factor 2, so it's really going to be console where they pick up any money whatsoever from that. They've got themselves in a bit of a pickle, haven't they, guys? Let's be honest. Now, of course, Talladega next week. Where are we going to be after that? Logical answer, the mighty Watkins Glen. We do have a wake break though. So, selfishly, this guy who wants to move house can keep racing and doesn't have to lose a week. It's almost like it's his own league. But he's not leading, is he? Because this guy's leading at 9.8 seconds, Justin Barrera. Get out, park the car up, get the deck chairs out, make roll your picnic out, mate. It's a lovely day out there. Just enjoy your life. Now, Luther was being caught by McGrew. It's down to 3 seconds. In fact, it's just dipped inside 2 seconds. Can Randy take Luke? Luke? This is Jake Luther, that's why. And I've just amalgamated his first name and his last name together. This judgment will be for mine. Will be effectively. Comtix. Anyhow, now back to more serious points. My musing, my ramblings. We're returning this basically into a podcast with some racing going on in the background. Those that you stuck with me, I would add 2 viewers, which I know I want, so well done to that one person stuck with me. You haven't mentioned anything in the comments, but you know, I love you. I love you. That's how it's going to be. Right. So. Yeah, I just don't see it taking off. They've taken from console, but I think they might have shot themselves in the foot a little bit, motorsport games. But they need to do something because they're hemorrhaging cash left, right, and centre. Rumour has it that IndyCar, of course, they've got that. The IndyCar game's coming out later this year as well. Be interesting because let's face it, you know what happened with the NASCAR game. Yeah, it didn't go down too well, did it? Didn't work out too well. Now I know a guy who was Jimmy Broadbent's agent, and he was telling me, rumour has it that Jimmy Broadbent actually gave back the money he was paid to do a 2 or 3 hour stream. I think it was a 3 hour stream to promote it when it first came out in NASCAR game. Yeah, that's not a good sign. But fair play to Jimmy because you know what, integrity. If I can't recommend something, then I can't really get paid for it. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Goodbye to the person that was watching. They've switched off. That's it. Job done. Right. I can say what I want, really, can't I? Now, nobody's giving us a like. Not angry, I'm just disappointed. 2-person. Welcome along, whoever's joined. Thank you very much for listening to Sunday Night Ramblings with myself, Tim Cox here. So big week's coming ahead for myself. For Mercedes AMG. Looking forward to that very, very much. Of course, you can catch myself live from the Apex Racing TV studios, covering the Apex Racing League Endurance Series. It's been scintillating racing now. Great. LP2. The BMW Hypercar, RDH effectively. And GT3. Great racing, great racing. Make sure you check that one on Apex Racing TV. That sounds weird, I'm just putting this on slow motion broadcasting, but doing Adam a favour here. Provide myself this free of charge. So, those that you fans of myself, make sure and check that one out. If you want to see some great action on a Friday evening. Of course, when I say Friday evening, not in the US, it's about Friday afternoon. Stick it on while you're at work. You know, you got nothing else to do. Let's watch some great racing. Last time around, 4 attempts out of Luther. I should have downloaded the Jaws music, because that's how it feels like he's closing into the back of Luther right now. Now Luther, in turn, is matching the lap times of Thompson. And is occasionally catching Thompson. Folks, are we in for a little bit of an interesting finish? In fact, Thompson's just lost a bit of time. Freeway fight over second place. We gain on here from Indy. Oh, it's 36 laps complete. Oh, out of 38. Oh, no. 2 more laps left. I think we're going to run out of time. Oh, just as it was about to get interesting as well. Well, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Well, technically it's free, because you've only just started this lap. Right, so that pace, which last time around it was just under 4 tenths, 3.5 tenths that McGrew caught Luther. He will not catch. So McGrew will not catch Luther. So, goodbye Randall McGrew. We're not watching you anymore. Now, let's have a look. Last time around... Oh, nearly 2 seconds Luther caught Thompson. He just got his act together a little bit. Now, if he can do that again on 1 more lap, Luther, he will be up onto the back of Thompson, who's really coasting, really struggling through this part of the circuit. Wow, look at the amount of time that Luther's just taken out of him. See that, viewers? That was like 1.8 seconds, now down to 1.4. Well, cheeky Luther is digging deep here. He doesn't fancy third, he wants second on the podium. Can he do it, though? Well, hopefully he's thinking like Bob the Builder. And he's saying, yes, he can. It dipped into 1.2 seconds. Thompson just extends that by a 10th. Lap 37 out of 38. 2 laps left remaining in XSLR Cross Series League Racing. Now, McGrew, I tell you what, we just needed a couple more laps for this, didn't we, really? Well, McGrew went slightly slower than Luther. Damn, Butt was quicker than Thompson by a 10th. We could have done with about 5 or 6 more laps, because I think these 3 would have come together and all come to blows, and I think it would have been really, really fascinating to watch out. In reality, I just got this niggling feeling it ain't going to happen. But this is where Thompson is really shabby through this part of the circuit, and he loses a lot of time. What's Luther going to take out of him this time around? Thompson looks a little bit neater. Luther in attack mode. There's 2 temps, they're 3 temps off. Then loses it all. Oh no, well, I think that might just be the moment that defines, allows Thompson, as he dips, he knows he's in trouble. You see as well, McGrew in the background there on the lights. Thompson knows he's in trouble. White flag in the air, 1 lap left to go. Dipped all the way across the track to break the slipstream. Gap out to 1.7 seconds. I think that's his standard distance, folks. Not long till we can pack up and go home. And everyone's coming along for the end. Thank you for coming along, watching. If you're interested in joining the league, then drop us a message in the chat. We'd love to have you on board. Free to enter, cash prizes available. Top 5 drivers. Well, this man's going to take victory. It's Justin Barrera. He's going to win it at a canter. Well done to you, Justin. Thompson going to hold up, but it's closer to 9 temps here at the closing stages, but it's too late. It's not enough. He's going to take second, unless he sticks it in the wall like an absolute donkey, but no, he's not. He takes second. Luther third. And it's McGrew. Comes home in 4th. For Fowler to head on around now where he is. Follow Britt. He's moved to the dark side, moved across the pond to America. Catching up with some of our drivers shortly, taking their thoughts. Of how things have gone this evening. They're already sat there. Their top 3. We'll shout to them very, very shortly. There it goes. Very weather across the line with a flash of the lights. He comes home in 5th. He's at 1 place. Next one across the line. We are Jake Ham. It's going to take 6th. Congratulations to him. I'm down and out right at the beginning, but just kept in there. Shows why you should. place from where he started. Started in 7th, finish in 6th in the 85 machine. Next up, along the line. It's going to be Joe DiPiero, but he was a lap down, so I think that might be him done and dusted potentially. Yeah, he's taking the checker flag, so. Oh, he just. Let's take you through some results. Exactly, yeah, well, we can pretty much see, but let's just do some classified results here. From Indianapolis in Season 6, Round 2 of XSLR, Justin Barrera with the victory. Shenanigans going out there. Adam Thompson second, then is Jake Luther in the end, just ran out of time. Another few more laps, he would have caught him. Same third to round out your podium. Then it's Random Group, Sam Foweather, Jake Cam in 6th. Joe DiPiero 1 lap down, still running though in 7th in retirement. Shankler, we lost all the way back on lap 24. Must complete 38 laps here today from the Brickyard. Howard all the way back on lap 2, and some idiot tried as a driver, even though he was a commentator. Let's have a chat to some drivers first up. Let's take in the thoughts of our winner here today, Justin Barrera. Justin, welcome along. I mean, well, I'm looking at the line, mate. You were all over the back of Adam Thompson there. No messing. And, well, I mean, it just was succumbing to your pressure. You could see he was making all those mistakes and had no answer for it, ultimately.
I think if he didn't have to let me go initially, I would have just been happy to stay behind him and we could have fought. But I think I just had to give up T1 because they got inside me and there was a mistake made, so I didn't want to kill my car. And then, yeah, I just did what I could do.
Yeah, this is all you can do. I mean, listening in, you seem to be fuel saving quite a bit in these early stages. And,
Yeah,
I mean, do you think that played quite a bit and made it easier for yourself to get the move done?
Not just that, but when you fuel save, you usually save also on tire wear, and you keep the life in them. Plus, not only that, but you keep the temp out of them, so it's a lot easier to maintain a decent pace. And when I was fuel saving, I started noticing I could go an extra lap, so I was just like, well, let's grab that lap. And then once I came out, I fuel save a little bit, and then I decided, I need to push myself, and I just tried to push for the last, 15, 17 laps, just keep pushing and pushing, and try to run as fast as I possibly could without screwing up.
Sounds like a good strategy. Well, worked for you today, didn't it? And carried you all the way to victory. Next time out, head visit Talladega. What are your thoughts about that one? Think you're going to fare any better there, or just a bit of a gamble on the super speedway?
I don't know. I mean, obviously these cars have been nerfed in terms of their drafting, but I haven't tested since that. We were testing a long time ago, and I didn't run the Indy one, unfortunately, because I forgot about it. So I don't know. It'd be fun. I don't expect to win there, but who knows?
Well, you never quite know, do you? Indeed, that's Justin Barrera, our winner here today from the Brickyard. Next up, taking a driver that, well, had a bit of a eventful day, to say the least. Now joined by series organizer and, well, a bloke called Adam Thompson. Welcome along.
Okay. Hi, Tim. A bloke, huh?
Yeah, just a bloke. Some guy. Well,
just a bloke? Thanks, dude. Thanks.
Just a bloke who seems to be really struggling with his tyres out there today.
Oh, is that what you thought it was?
Well, I mean, you were losing the rear end was scrolling around like a nightmare. It was like you're driving, Bambi on ice rather than Thompson at the Brickyard.
Well, so here was the problem. Okay, first of all, when you've got a lime green, black and green LMP2, and the driver in it, whose name is Justin Barrera, is behind you, you get a bit nervous. That guy is very good in these cars. Always has been. I've run some races with him, and he's taught me a lot about these cars. So he deserved to win that.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is 101 excuses from Adam Thompson there as to why he is awful. Next up, we're joined by, a driver who had a really, maybe a bit of an unexpected race here today. Well, Jake Luther now joins us. Jake, welcome along. I mean, what a race! I mean, it all would have taken us a few more laps there, and I think you would have been all over the back of Adam Thompson.
Yeah. A little surprising. I only had like 10 minutes to prep for this, so I was like, just trying to be consistent, not die, and then hopefully everyone overdoes their tires and locks up, and that's kind of what happened.
Well, it definitely seemed to be that way indeed, and you were climbed a couple of places, didn't you? Started fifth, finished third. We just hoping for like a few more laps. I mean, it was fascinating those last few laps, wasn't it? You know, where you were taking big chunks out of Adam there. Did you think it might be on, or did it seem a little bit like, I'm not going to quite do this, I'm going to run out of time?
I figured I didn't want to push, so I was just kind of trying to target the same lap times, because it was an interesting dynamic. You had Randall chasing me, and then me chasing Adam, so I figured if I just try and be consistent, as long as the gap's closing to Adam, it's just going to put pressure on Randall to make up, 8 seconds, which he was flying. But it puts pressure on both like Adam and Randall to both speed up, and hopefully they would, be pressured into mistake. But no, Adam held together. I think he was slowing down because he was running out of fuel actually, and had to, I think, start fuel saving. So I think we're pretty.
It's just excuses for him being so poor. He was already giving a load of them beforehand.
Oh, I'm sure the entire interview was excuses from him.
It was, yeah, it was. And then he left abruptly, strangely, after giving lots of excuses. I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, that's. I mean, talking about your race as well. After the pits, you really seem to come alive. Do you seem to be more at one with the car, or at least that's how it appeared from the commentary booth?
Yeah, I think I started finally learning the track car combo. So that might have been it. I started getting used to the evolution of the tires through the stint. So still minor mistakes here and there, which are obviously, always sketchy in these things, but all pretty good.
Well, congratulations on the podium. Talladega next week. Feeling good about that one, or just the lottery?
I don't know. I've never raced there before, so we'll find out.
There we go. That sounds good to me. That's Justin Barrera, who finished on the podium here today after a good recovery drive. Himself back up into 5th. But, well, that is all we have got time for here today from the Brickyard. Thank you very much for joining us. As well, yeah, that's deciding to do something it probably shouldn't do. Let's take a look in the scenic view. Well, what can we say about this? It's been interesting. It's been scintillating. Thank you.
Hang on, Tim. It sounds like you haven't gotten off yet. And if I don't do this,
and it sounds like he's breaking up quite a bit there, and a few technical difficulties, and I'm not too sure what's happened there. A few issues with his mic by the looks of things, but no, sadly there, and Thompson not able to give us his full interview. Shame, really. But, well, let's hope he's a bit more on form when it comes to next week when we visit Talladega, as we said. Be fast, furious, scintillating, fascinating. And, well, thanks for joining us. I've been Tim Cox. Goodbye, good bless, and hope you had a good Father's Day.
So Patrick, do we describe this for everybody, Rob?
What?
You describe it. You describe it.
What?
I do enough talking.
I think any car's dead in iRacing. I think it's gone.
Oh, it's definitely. I agree. It's not going to survive much. But I still think we'll find opportunities to race it, just not as fruitful as before. some of your like some of them just want to like make. What's the thing? Like that guy wanted to make like dolls out of Tyler's hair, but then there's just other guys who are just like. He did. He would say weird things to Tyler, man. Like he was a strange guy, and then like other guys would just show up and nowhere. He's like, "Oh, we never met you? Sure, come race this 24 with us." And then you just jump in the car and wreck us out in a lap and be like, "Okay, never see you again."
Yeah, that
Like,
was
okay. Well, better luck next year, I guess.
that was the guy from